Alright, folks. They're just starting up a little bit early. That's alright. Go ahead and get loaded back in here. Let's see here. And exhaust. Days per month. Let's see here. Can I edit this? Time played. Yep. That's all fine. Nope, don't want that. I'm just looking at my settings here because we were discussing this. Let's see here. Well, let's just go back. I'm not gonna mess with that too much. But anyways, so last night we were trying to make it to the village, and got about halfway there, and we're deciding to ride around on the elk to try and complete the overland journey to the rest of it, when I was ambushed by a bear, which knocked off half my health, and I led it out into the ocean biome area nearby and tried to fight it, and lost. Then I had to paddle all the way back on my raft. I think I said there's nothing in that, so let's do that. That. And then the other thing we're going to do is... I have to use an axe for this, don't I? Yeah, I do have an axe. Excellent. Okay. Can I not pick up the... No. Okay, there's some way for me to pick this thing up, and I'm trying to remember what it is. Maybe I have to use the axe. Craft? Come on. Well, I'm going to work on sorting out my inventory here. Real quick. Welcome to stream, folks. Let's see here. That we're going to empty out. One of these has my extra things in it. Alright, there's my extra tools and stuff. Alright, so we're going to put some extra gear in this one. Let's see here. We'll put our flax twine in there. Actually, one of the things I am going to do... Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm missing a couple of these bowls. This happened. There we go. I feel like I am missing some gear here. Oh wait, hold on, let me check the elk. There it is. Okay, no, so I'm not actually missing a gear. That's good, that's good. We're gonna put those seeds in there. Alright. So these flax seeds can go in here. And let's see here, we'll put the extra tools in here that I brought with me that I don't need now. There we go. Keep the pro pick. Put this twine in here as well. We're just sorting out our inventory before we get headed on here. Keep those on us just in case we need them. Put our extra food in here as well. There we go. I'm going to put this rot in here because we'll take it with us. Keep the arrows. Bow should go here. Should put the pies in there. Put this extra spear in here. There we go. Look at these cattails. Beautiful. Actually, I'll put the bow there. There we go. Reorganizing things, folks. It can take us a minute. to get everything sorted out. There we go. Grab all of that. Alright. So let's grab these. We're going to put those away. Let's see here. What do I want to put in here? Since we are storing like our extra food and stuff in here, let's put some of these extra pies in here. So put those in there. That in there. There we go. And then we'll put the bread in here as well, for now. Then over here, we'll put our bony soil. Our glina, our brown coal. That's all loot items. I'm going to put... Let's see here. Yeah, I'll put my extra bags in here. And take this fire starter. And we'll put it in here as well. Over this area. There we are. And let's see here. Well, I definitely want to take this fat, because I actually figured out something I am going to do. So I'm going to take this fat, and I'm going to make a oil lamp with it. So I'm doing that because in hindsight, I should have brought my lantern with me, but I didn't. So, you know, hindsight's 20/20, as they say. But now I have an oil lamp, so, and that won't get put out by the water. And Mr. Elk, get on there, please. There we go. Elk's loaded up. Got a lamp. Good to go. We've picked up everything. I don't know what's going on with my raft. I can't seem to pick up my raft, so the raft can just stay there. I have an extra one. But what I've decided to do, for those who are watching, and welcome to the stream, folks. So we're trying to get around to the west here, and I need to find a better route around, because down here doesn't get through. And I could try going down here and seeing if that would get us around. And I can also try going north. So I think we'll try south first to see if that gets down through this area. There's a way around. And if not, we're going to come back north. Simply because I would rather go west by boat than overland, I think. So here we are. We're continuing our journey to the village. I'm wearing my chainmail this time. Can take my shield off my main arm though. Gonna eat some of this pie real quick. There we go. There. I put one of these extra bowls in here. I don't need 3 bowls on me. Granted, I've converted one to a lamp now. Just keeping my eyes on the cliffside, seeing if I see anything interesting. So for those who missed yesterday's stream, and are just now tuning in, we tried traveling to the village. We got about halfway there, when I decided to pull up over here, disembark, and try and go by land. Just to see where it would take me. And I got mauled to death by a bear, like, right over here. That was very awkward, because I respawned all the way back at base, 10,000 blocks away from here. Which, let me tell you, that's not a fun trip to make. I'm actually shocked that all my stuff somehow is still here, considering we are on, like, the 10-minute despawn timer for items. So, who knows what was going on there? Some sort of weird... So, I was talking over chat last night, and kind of our working theory is that basically de-rendered the chunk since I wasn't over here, and basically didn't keep track of the time that was passing. I need to veer farther to the left here. But my hope is that by sailing further south and around, Basically going south of Lazaret, we might be able to get further west. That is my hope. Welcome to stream, folks. I hope everybody's having a good day. Gonna be doing a lot of traveling, maybe a little bit of poking around, seeing if we see anything interesting. And we've got these interesting mountain formations to our right here. Be a cave up in that one. That one's fascinating with its little like waterfall and then almost arch shape to it. Kind of makes me think of like the arches you can see kind of out in the west in the United States. Caused by wind erosion. Let's see here. Oh, this is almost spoiled. Okay. But yeah, so what I'm thinking is we're going to go down this way and see if there's a way through somewhere over here to the south and back around. Otherwise, we'll turn around and come up north and go up that way. Okay, so I know there's not really a way south over here. So I've been down through all of that. We'll have to cut in here and see what we can see. We did find titanium down here, though. When I was exploring the first time around. But we're going to see if we can't find a way around this landmass. Or this direction here. We're going to go down this way and see if there's any way through over here. There's Lazaret there. This is as far west as I can get on the north side of it. Which is as far as like the direct path to the village goes. So we're going to have to do a bit more exploring. Otherwise it's going to get interesting. We'll have to do a combination of overland and then building rafts and stuff. So curious why I couldn't pick up my raft earlier. But it's alright, I don't need that raft. Oh, here comes my cat. I think she's forgiven me for giving her a pill earlier today. It was flea treatment time. And she was not happy about having to take a pill. No, you weren't. Yes, I see you, Mrs. Fluff. No, you're staying off my desk. You're not gonna be messing with stuff up here. Go. I need to find a source of protein for my character. If we see any pigs, we might stop and hunt them. Use them to make a bit of stew or something. If that helicopter is coming in too much overhead. Yep, there it goes. Yeah, I just had a low-flying plane or helicopter, I think a helicopter, from the sounds of it. But welcome to the stream. We're trying to find a path to the west to get to the village, because this doesn't go far enough. Like, we still got to get this far west. So I'm hoping that there's a path that we can get around this landmass down here somewhere to the south. For people just joining. That is the hope. I figure out why the music's kicking off again. But feel free to talk in chat. I am watching the chat. Ask questions if you've got questions. Go a little more westerly here. Looks like this shoreline might be curving around. Definitely have a landmass of some sort here. I don't know if it's an island, though. We'll find out shortly, though. Oh, so this one doesn't curve around, looks like, because it goes back that way. So there might be a path south here around to the west. Still trying to figure out why my music's kicking off here in the game. Must be a storm blowing in somewhere nearby. So sometimes the music spikes up when you have temporal activity, and sometimes it spikes up when there's just like a thunderstorm or something blowing through in the game. It looks like there might be an island, so let's cut west here. We have some more land down here, so it may curve around like that. Hard to say. That's not our main problem right now. I'm not super worried about this area. I may come and poke around over here some more. I already found one titanium vein on that landmass over there. Granted, it's on the opposite side that I'm on currently. We'll see. But our goal tonight, try and get to the village. It's actually my first time ever going to the village in a Vintage Story playthrough. So, we'll see. I'm a sitting game. Alright. Yep. Well, we got something ahead of us. Hopefully it's just some islands. Nope. That's landmass. Move here to the right a little bit, because I can see it springing up there ahead of me. Yeah. Yeah, that's curving around too much. This may meet up. May not have a gap in here. Yeah, it's looking like we don't. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to sail over here, pull off, and then we'll sleep through the night because it's getting kind of late in the game anyways. Just so we can navigate by daylight. And then I guess we'll try the north path and see if it cuts through. And if it doesn't, what we'll do is kind of got a spot picked out where we'll go and do like our overland journey. There's a lot of rock up there. I don't necessarily want to camp next to this cliffside, especially something that looks like it might have caves in it. That's not even connected, that's just hanging down from the top there. Ran into rock. Yep, pull over right here. Cool. See anything dangerous? Finish off this soup real quick. You know, finally. And sleep. Well, welcome to the stream, folks. We're trying to find a path to the west, because we've kind of hit a giant continent here. And I'm trying to find a way around it so that we can continue on our journey. See here, what time is it? Yeah, it's 5 a.m., so that's fine. There we go. Alright. Let's see here. Food. We'll grab 10 days on that. 4 days on that. There we go. That'll be our food for the day. Alright. Back. Out. Leave my boat alone. Boathorn. Go away. He's Boathorn, you. Alright, so south didn't work. So we're going to go back north here. Because the only other option I've got... So this is kind of my backup idea, is I'll come in, sail over here, and try going across the land. It's kind of my backup plan. It is stormy in game. And eat some of this pie real quick. There we go. Top off my character nicely. So let's go back up here, and we're going to go up this way and see if there's a path around on the north side. Otherwise, it's going to be a very strangely shaped landmass. Is it possible for... Does anyone out there know if it's possible for boat to like damage your boat or anything like that? Does it actually hit my boat there? I don't know. Can you actually damage the boat? Don't know. Don't know. Lots of sailing in this episode, folks. Does mean it's a great time to sit here and ask questions, chit-chat about things. Discuss how much faster this would be with the Draconis mod. That would make this not a vanilla playthrough, though. Actually, how is my armor looking right now? Well, my armor's in decent shape. I need to repair my hat, though. I actually think I might have... Might actually have the stuff to repair my hat in the boat. Nope. 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 Oh, sorry, one. No, but I could make it, though. I got stuff I could make a repair kit for my hat. So curious about that strange altar looking ruin over there. It's like my 4th time going by it. That's the wrong shape. I was thinking if that was an impact crater. Well, actually... Hold on. We're going to stop here for just a second. There we go. We're going to see if this is like a meteorite impact crater real quick. Zoom tight, love. Shovel. Alright, where's my shovel? There's my shovel. Trail. Yeah. Yep, this is all just... Yeah, just a little hole in the ground. Not an impact crater. Okay, that's all just trail. Nothing interesting here. Alright. There we go. Continuing on. Okay. Back out to our third-person view. It's just better for traveling this way. But welcome to stream, folks. I hope everybody's having a great day. So now we're sailing north. We're going to cut up here and see if we can find a path around this large landmass. It's kind of between me and the village. And it's also apparently plagued with bears, as I found out in the last stream, where I died. But this time we're better prepared, as we actually brought the chainmail around, instead of me trying to fight bears without any armor. Because, you know, maybe I like to challenge myself. It's not why I fight bears without any armor. I fight bears without armor just because I don't like preparing my armor. What I should really do is make myself some of the tailored gambeson armor. Now you can see winter starting to set in, starting to get frost on the trees. It's October in the game. Yep. So we're going to need to get to the village quickly and back. Otherwise the boat's going to get iced in. And I guess we'll just have to live at the village. That'd be most unfortunate. Considering I've got crops back at base I'd like to harvest before winter. But welcome. Although if it does ice in, I guess I could always ride the elk home. That would be a long ride. And abandon the boat? That'd be awkward. But feel free to talk, folks, and ask questions. We've got kind of a long boat ride ahead of us, while we see if we can find this northwest passage, so to speak. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, there we go. Every time I see that little bit of white stone over there sticking out of that sandstone and shale, I keep going, oh, it's got to be hematite. It's not, it's chalk. It is the live chalk pretending to be hematite. Or, halite, sorry. Halite. Halite is what I mean. But it's just chalk teasing me, pretending to be halite. What's that up there? Is that quartz, or is that... That might be bauxite up there. Or borax, I mean. What am I saying? Borax. Bauxite's used the orange stone. Good lord. Just misnaming all the minerals tonight. See, there's some borax right there. Like, can we pull in here real quick? I guarantee that's borax right there. Come on. Let me get closer. Let me get closer, boat. There we go. Back in. Yep, borax. I don't need any, and I also have some closer to home, but, you know. Just showing people. I think I even took some prospecting around here, didn't I? No, I haven't, surprisingly. Actually, this area might be worth stopping and taking a prospecting reading. We're going to stop and take a quick prospecting reading, see if we can find some halite, or a decent reading of halite, I should say. There we go. So let's see if we can't find a little reading of halite here. That wasn't where I wanted to get out of the boat of, but it'll be alright. We'll take the flint, though. I always like me some flint. Alright, let's see here. We got this chalk biome here. Got any exposed rock for me to take a reading on, or am I going to have to expose some? I'm going to have to expose some, aren't I? Let's see here. We'll just dig in real quick here. Take a little reading. See if our halite reading from the south improves up this way. Let me take the top one down before I drop stuff on myself here. So we'll do that one. Go over like 4 here. we go. That'll work. And then we'll go over this one. See what we got, like, right over here. I quit trying to drop rocks at myself. There we go. Alright, prospecting pick. Do the middle one first. Do the left one. And let's go do the right one. So the cool thing about chalk is if you haven't found limestone, chalk works just fine. Very high cassiterite. Cinnabar, magnite. So basically the halite dropped off entirely over here. Need the gravel. There we go. Alright. No halite, sadly. But in case we ever need cassiterite for tin, we know where to come. But kind of past the tin bronze age. Alright, come on. There we go. Continuing on our journey. There's also that merchant over there I haven't visited. But I'm not going to worry about the merchant. So welcome to the stream, folks. Feel free to ask questions. That's an interesting little pillar of rock over there. Not the big one. The, like, little tiny one just sticking up. It's a ruin, I think. Yeah, it's some sort of small ruin. Yeah, we'll stop. We'll investigate. The ruins have been pretty good to me on this trip. We'll stop and investigate it. There we go. Okay, chalk. Here, goat. Ooh, got some flax, though. We'll take the flax. Let's hit my inventory real quick. Pick up the flint. Any more ruin? Or is that the only ruin? Looks like that was the only piece of ruin. I guess we could dig around a little. Oh, wait, here's a piece right here. There's more ruins. Alright. Let's see what we have. This is interesting. Cobblestone ruins. We'll dig around a little bit, just see if there's anything of value. Sometimes you can find stuff just by digging around a little bit. Yep, see this one's going out further this way. I don't often take time to dig up ruins, but sometimes it can be worth it. But I'm gonna guess. Yep, alright. So nothing really in this one. Well, it was interesting, but nothing of value. This ruin just made a... It just tricked me. Last feud had interesting things. About this one. You got anything hidden under you? Nope, doesn't look like it. Probably nothing at this one either. This is also helping me get rid of this Oh. Yep. Not seeing anything. Not gonna keep digging around. Oh well. I was hoping to find something interesting in those ruins. Because if we're gonna be traveling like this, we might as well see if we can find anything of interest. The answer was no. Alright. Continuing along. Here we go. Back on our northward trek. Because we're going to veer up to the left here. Oh, see, there's those hot springs I saw that I thought were on the east side of the water I've been patrolling, or sailing in. There we go. There we go. Have a little bit of snack there. Eating some parsnip pie. I have no idea how that would be in real life. I'd imagine it would be too bad. Because, you know, vegetable pies are pretty decent. Like, my wife makes a really good chicken pot pie, for example. My cat is sitting over here flipping her tail at me, and I'm not sure why. But welcome to stream, folks. We're continuing our journey to try and find a sailing path over to the village. But if this little area up here north doesn't give us a way around, what we're going to do then is come back down here, park the boat here, and we'll go cross country until we have to probably make a raft somewhere to cross some more water. So that will be kind of the long-term plan. Hopefully just find us a path north. Otherwise, it's going to be an interesting journey. Outside that, we're also just stopping and looking at anything interesting we see, like interestingly shaped ruins, places that look like they might have halite, that kind of thing. Because I would love to find some halite. I don't. Yep. I feel like this is not going to have a path through. Man. Oh, wait. It's curving back that way. It may have a path through. We'll see. It does have a trader right there on that little peninsula. We'll see where this land here goes. That's going to be kind of the real tell. Yeah, I'm going to guess this connects here, but we might have to go that way. Yeah, that's sailing through. That's not going to be possible, I don't think. Yeah, alright, so we need to turn northeast. Oh, that's some interesting ruins there. That's what that looks like. We got some temporal stability issues here. Out here in the middle of the ocean. Interesting. Welcome to stream, folks. Feel free to ask questions, talk to me, whatever you got on your mind. And I also hope everybody's had a wonderful day so far. There we go. We might be able to get around on the north side. Alright. Now, I've been told the trick at the village is you kind of want to arrive there, like, late morning. That's what I've been told by one of my chatters from yesterday's stream. Man, this landmass is continuing going north here. I was hoping it'd curve west at some point. I'm glad I brought lots of travel supplies, including a full cooking set and some iron tools in case I need to stop and, like, build a temporary shelter. Seeing lots of little ruins around here. Like, there's some ruins there, there's some ruins there. One of the advantages of having a full-color map, it's a little easier to see things like that. What is that weird random cube over there I'm seeing? I feel like that's where a chunk hasn't loaded in properly. But here we go. Finally heading west. Kind of like having this elk on the front of my boat, so that on my map you can see this little green nod. It tells me which direction my boat's pointing, because the elk's just always looking out the front of the boat. Let's get a little closer to shore just so I can take a look at things. I like to follow the shoreline, look for interesting things. A large mountain range here. Or cliffs, whatever you want to call it. Oh, look at that waterfall. That's pretty. Looked prettier in the daytime, but you know. It also helped if I quit getting my camera underwater since I'm using third person. Another one over there. Oh, this is all very interesting. Hold on. It looks like Paradite stone. Yeah, it's all Paradite. It means if I needed olivine, this would be a great place to come and look for olivine. Which I do need olivine, actually. But, it's not why I'm here right now. Because I've been working on trying to get enough what's the word? Refractory bricks to build a cementation furnace, because I want to start making a little bit of steel. I'm going to really need to get a bit more iron before I investigate that too much. That's just a huge olivine layer. Or not olivine, but a paradite layer, which has the potential to have olivine in it. Oh man, it continues on that side too. Look at that. Let's sail over this way a little bit. Look at all that huge olivine cliff face, or a paradite cliff face over there. Love that kind of green color it gets. I'm gonna sail over here and look at it, just see if we see anything sticking out to us. Oh, oh, there it is right there. That's olivine right there. Alright, so what we're gonna do, just because I need some, we're gonna grab some of this olivine real quick. Did one fall down here that I didn't get? Looked like one did. The real trick about olivine, it's paradite stone, is it gets real unstable real fast. Alright. There we go. Got a little bit. I'm going to mark this on my map, though. Map. Going to go here, do this, green, and it's what, olivine. There we go. Just because that is super valuable to us. It's 14 more. That's 14 more tier 2 refractory bricks. I'll put that in here for now. In here, please. And just throw the peridite stones in here for now. Alright. Continuing our journey. That's why you want to come and look at these olivine areas. Gotta go north around this. Or these peridite areas, because it's got like a huge chance of spawning olivine. So olivine's not crazy rare, it's just you gotta find a peridite biome, basically. And once you do that, you're almost guaranteed to find olivine somewhere in there. The first one I found was actually completely by accident. Barely in the Bronze Age. I was out looking around for limestone to make leather. Well, chalk or limestone to get lime to make leather. And stopped at a peridite biome just because I saw one. I was just like, oh, it's my first time ever seeing a peridite biome. Stopped, was looking around, just thought it was interesting. Fell into a cave into an olivine vein. Kind of hilarious. Man, it's getting dark out in the game. Yeah, I've actually got that video somewhere in my playlist for people interested. But I hope everyone's having a good evening. It's evening for me, I should say. You know. Could be morning or day for you guys. Alright. Let's keep going. We are still losing temporal stability out here. It's a very untemporally stable ocean. Let's see here. I'm going to keep kind of following the coastline a bit. But at least we're making progress now. So let's see here. We're negative 8,000 west, so we haven't made it as far west as I ever have, which is right here at negative 12,000. So if we can get past that, we'll be good. Because this thing's over here at like negative 21,000. So being able to travel by a sailboat, so much faster than going over shore, even by elk. Or land, I should say. So put one of those there. Let's see here. Rift activity is low, that's good. We are soaking wet, however. Oh, it's curving off pretty far south there on that. We'll kind of keep this line mostly towards the village here. As long as we keep moving west, kind of my goal. Ah, see, that's what I was worried about. I want to see if it curved. So, I don't know if this is curving around like that on me, or this is another landmass. If it's another landmass, I want to go south of it. Too hard to tell yet. I'm gonna guess this connects. Yeah, you can see right there. It's looking like it's gonna connect. Man, we could almost sail through that. Let's go south a little bit. Because you could, like, probably dig that out there and get through that pretty easy. I've done that before. There's actually a couple places where I've made little channels. And the question is that ocean on the other side of it? Which it is not. You can see there's land there. So we're going to have to turn around here. The joy of having the goat, or the elk on here so I can see which way my boat's actually facing on the map. So I can steer without having to close the map while I'm looking at land formations. Oh, man. Alright, there we go. Yeah, make this turn here. Keep that angle there for a bit. Beautiful. So we'll just keep sailing along this northern shore until we find our way around. At least I feel like we're making progress now. Or sky iron. Oh yeah, I meant to dig out that sky iron before I left that area. Fatness. See, this feels like another large body of water in here. Let's figure out how to get to it. Oh man, it's curving back around in front of me. This landmass really does not want me going west. I feel like I'm trying to sail around a continent. Lots of sandstone in here. That's granite, sandstone, caves. What's that? It's probably granite or conglomerate on top of the sandstone or exposed to the sandstone. This is more conglomerate colored up here, I think. And how far east is this landmass going to curve? Okay. There we go. Looks like we'll be able to get past it. But welcome to stream, folks. Hope everybody is having a good day. We're still working our way west towards the village. But this incredibly large landmass is fighting us about going west. Alright. A lot of trees over there. I decided we're going to stop here at this little hunk of rock and sleep through the night so we can actually see better. Oh, no, it's actually more paradise stone up here. That's what that is. Interesting. Okay. Throw down in the bed. Eat some dinner. And yeah, it's late enough we can sleep. With these little straw beds, you go to bed too early, you don't wake up in the morning. You wake up still before dawn. There we are. Beautiful. Oh, this is a huge paradite area. Let's see here. Somewhere around here. Where is my... There it is. Okay. This one must be the one... Yeah, this is the one with my seeds in it. Perfect. I realized I had some stuff in my inventory I could put away really quick while I was sitting here thinking about it. Chalk in there. Alright, there we go. Cool. And to continue our journey. There we go. There are more places we could probably find olivine in here. Not seeing much in the way of fruit trees. But it's getting kind of cold out. It is October in the game. Although if we did see a fruit tree, it would probably be an apple or a pear, which would mean it should have fruit in it, because they're kind of a late summer to fall producer. So it'd be worth stopping to investigate. Kind of sail around these islands a little bit here. Just see if we see anything interesting. Like the incredibly elusive exposed vein of halite, which I'm not seeing. I've seen other people find them, I've never found one. The most elusive halite dome, if you will. Seen lots of coral, though. Apparently the coral can be really pretty to build out of. Because you can build with it like you make it into cobblestone type stuff. It's an interesting column of dirt on top of that rock up there. Weird. There was even a random block of quartz from the looks of it. Alright. Still making us go north. Here. I feel like it's not going to let us get further west. But welcome to the stream, folks. I hope everyone's having a good day. Oh, we got some ruins up here, though. Good sized ruins, too. Some water. Looks like. Yeah, we'll stop and take a look at the ruins real quick. Oh, look at this. Conglomerate stones here. I wonder if this is the elusive ruined church I keep hearing about. Never seen one before. Oh, grab that flint. Always need a flint. A large cave here. I'm not going down in it, you know. Is that a wolf pup? Yep. Which means I should probably have the sword out. That usually means mom and dad are not too far away. This aged ashlar blocks here. It's very pretty looking. Oh, we got a food vessel of some sort. Shall we see what it is, folks? The answer is rice. Let's see here. Got another vessel over here of some sort. Seed. And it is onions. Not super valuable, but we'll take them. What do we have here? Cracked conglomerate ashlar stones. Ashlar, sorry. Ashlar. I like those. Those do look nice. And what's this? Aged logs. For building. Interesting. It almost looks like there should be stuff up there, maybe. Can I hop up my way? Oh, we got some bony soil here. Oh, we got another food vessel. What's the bony soil over here? So, yeah, there is an aged vessel up there of some sort. Let's see here. We use a little bit of dirt. Get our way up here. What is this thing? It's a forage vessel. There we go. Let's see what's in the forage vessel. The answer was sticks and grass. I mean, you can always use sticks and grass, so I'm not going to complain about it too much. Any more around here? Let's see here. Let's see if I see any more kind of hidden around up here. There's some more in the back for sure. Okay. There we go. Now we're and up here. Alright. Not seeing any more way up here. Alright, well, let's work our way back down. This is super cool, though. This, I think, is definitely one of those church ruins. Alright. So let's go grab the vessels we saw back here. Or did I see one over here somewhere? Didn't skip one, did I? Yeah, we did. I'm gonna skip to this food one, which is rye grain. We'll take it. Because the good news is we can always use this stuff to like resupply our expedition here to the village. Alright. Anything down there? More rage stones. Oh, we've got a copper mine here. So let's mark that. Not that I'm ever going to come back over here and get it, but you know. Got a seed vessel. And the verdict is spelt. I actually do want more spelt seeds, so that works out. This looks like one of those places where I should definitely dig down. Oh, got a farming whistle. What do we have here? Looks like we got feathers and flax. Definitely take the flax. Alright. Oh. A broken pipe. Oh, these look like they go deep. Interesting. So that explains why we saw the water. Take more of this flint here. These are definitely some interesting rooms. Oh, we got another thing. Another farming vessel. Looks like that one was cattails and flax. Not gonna complain about either one of those either. Alright. What about over here? Anything back here? Has some more what looks like stairs down. This definitely looks like a place where you want to come with a shovel. A forage vessel. Ooh, we got fire clay. I will take fire clay. And, oh, we got some linen horsetail poultice. Nice. Ooh, that goes down. I don't want to go down there. At least not via the waterfall. Oh, there's another cracked vessel up here that I nearly missed. This is a tool one. What do we get? We got a flint knife and a copper axe, which I will happily take the free copper axe. Go ahead and eat this piece of pie here. So I have another free hand to pick up some more of this flint. This has been a neat little ruin. And I could definitely like poke around here more and find more interesting things. Because it definitely looks like, I think it goes a bit deeper underground here. Or at least there's probably more stuff underground. So we'll head down here for a second. And we don't want to go too far down because that looks like that drops off significantly. Boat over there that I don't feel like dealing with. Alright. Guess we're going to mark this with a nice rune symbol here. So I can remember it for later. In case I come back this way. Which I probably will. But this definitely has the feel of one of those ruined churches I've heard about. let's see here. I'm gonna go poke my nose down here and look at this cave to see if I see anything poking out of interest. I don't plan to go down in it, but sometimes you can spot something interesting. But everyone having a good night tonight? Welcome to the stream. Heavy temporal storm, of course. While I'm out sailing, heavy temporal storm. Feel free to talk and chat, folks. I am watching the chat. I hope y'all are having a great one. I certainly am. Alright, let's get back on the boat before the storm rolls in. Alright. Actually, before I do that, let's see here. Where can I put some of this stuff? Put the fire clay in here. And let's see here, we got blueberry pie. Grab one of these pear pies. Go. Put that there. Then let's see here. One of these had seeds in it. Here we go. Oh. There's spelt seeds in there. Onion seeds in there. That's sad. But here we go. We can throw them in here. Extra seeds can go in here. Somewhere around here I had feathers. Yep, there's my feathers. And my flax. And yeah, I don't have rye or... Okay. Yeah. Inventory management, folks. It's got to be done sometimes, right? I'll keep that on me. I'm going to put this knife down here just so I can use it up. Get it out of my inventory. Thought I had a place for... I guess I don't have a place for the cattails, but that's alright. There we go. Gotta put this axe back in my inventory. Cool. There we go. Ready to set off. Alright, because we're gonna have to go around here. It'd also be better to be out on the ocean when this temporal storm hits than out on shore. Less likely to be attacked by infinite numbers of drifters and such on the ocean. Keep my eye on the rock faces in case I see anything interesting. But welcome to the stream, folks. Our goal is to try and find a way around this giant landmass towards the village. I've not been having a lot of luck with that. But I am doing better than yesterday. A lot less bears today. So far. Yesterday I got killed by bears nearly 12,000 blocks from my house. And I respawned back at my base. Because, you know, I wasn't, like, setting respawn points anywhere along my journey. And I had to paddle one of my rafts for, like, an hour to get back to my boat and my elk. And in some weird twist of fate, that was some sort of miracle of weird code behavior. None of my stuff despawned, even though my despawn timer on items is set to like 10 minutes. The default setting in the game. So, I don't know how I got my stuff back. Or why it was still there waiting on me. But I am not going to complain about it. This is a large, deserty looking biome. Looks like more paradise stone. Potentially. Or conglomerate, I'm not sure. Could be both. See, I've heard that these, like, kind of deserty areas looking like this, where it's all like gravel and sand, is a good place to look for halite. I don't know how true that is. Especially since, like, peridite isn't a host stone for halite, so... Like, conglomerate is. What stone is this over here? Is that just granite? Looks like it might just be granite. I'm not sure. There's a bear. It tried to lure me in over shore over there to go look and see what kind of stone this is. But then bear. We are definitely going the wrong direction of where I want to go. Interesting stone layers in this. Alright, let's see what this looks like. This is definitely circling back around a bit. If this keeps up, we will have to go back to the plan of going overland at a certain point. This is almost circled us all the way back around to where we kind of came from. It looks like coal over there on the side of the mountain. Maybe brown coal. Well, I want brown coal. I'm not going to stop to get it. Especially since I have a lot closer sources of brown coal near my base. Well, welcome to the stream, folks. I'm going to say that occasionally as people join. So welcome to the stream. I hope everyone's having a great day. As we continue our journey trying to find a path around this huge landmass. Continue going west. And we just stop and look at anything that looks interesting. Like, we just found what looked like a ruined cathedral/church over here. Of some sort. It was fascinating. And if I had brought a shovel with me, it would have been a lot of stuff there to probably dig up and explore. I still got a decent amount of loot out of it, just from the exposed, cracked vessels. Trying to decide what kind of stone that is. Looks like granite. Been seeing a lot of granite and peridite recently. Now we're seeing, it looks like sandstone on the bottom. The sandstone sand there. And granite in the cliff face, I think. But welcome, folks. Thank you for coming along and joining me on this journey to try and find a way to the village. This landmass is not being very forgiving. Yeah, see, it's already curving back around down here. With my luck, that's going to reconnect to the one south of me. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go with the cross-country plan with the elk folks. I just have that feeling about it. Yeah, because that doesn't go through over there. Maybe. Let's see here. Why is that all snowy? It's not cold enough out for snow, really. Well, I mean, it is the 9th of October, so maybe it is. It could also just be a very tall biome. Not sure. Not sure. Yeah. No, I guess it's just a cold biome. 'Cause it's not that tall. Hmm. Interesting. I mean, I have gone fairly far north compared to where I've been hanging out. Yeah, we got bauxite. That's what that orange stone is. But I basically live in a bauxite biome, so not super excited about that, really. Can't tell what kind of rock layer it's sitting on top of, though. Can't tell if that's granite or something else. Kind of got a green tint to it. Could be peridite. Or, But anyways, the green stone. Where you find olivine. Yep, that's what it is. Quartz over there on the far wall. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to go cross country. More quartz. Lots of quartz. Quartz is great if you're looking for silver and gold, though. I am not currently. But in the future, I will probably want some. Oh, blue clay. I don't need the blue clay, though. Yeah, I guess I could follow this around, but I don't think that's going to get me around the landmass. Unless it's a very oddly shaped landmass. Is that a wolf? Up there on that hill? It looked like one. Nice gray wolf back there. Yeah, see that's granite and conglomerate sitting next to each other? Yeah, see it's caravan back down there. Yeah, so that's gonna like reconnect down here. I guarantee it. At which point, yeah, so if this reconnects down here, yeah, then it's back to cross-country plan. Which I think it's gonna be. Yep. Well, we'll pick a path that hopefully has less bears. So what we'll do is we'll sail back to that farthest west point I could get to. And we'll load up our elk and go across. The main problem with that is at some point I'll have to probably build another raft and abandon the elk, which I really don't want to do. I really don't want to keep sailing east over here either. And we'll check, but I don't expect this to go through. Because this landmass has been very, very big. I don't think it's just going to suddenly turn and go northwest on me up here. That'd be a huge amount of land I'd have to go around. Because this is the farthest west I've found over here so far. Yeah, and you can see this is boxed in here. From the looks of it. Yeah, maybe that goes through over here to the right. I mean, it's not going to take me where I want to go, though. I had to guess. That probably leads back over to this way. If it goes through at all. Nope, it does not. There it is. Alright. Back to the other point. But welcome, folks. I hope everybody's having a good day. We're trying to find a western path through by sailing, but it's just not going to happen. So we're going to have to go back to kind of this point over here. Get a better angle there. We're basically going to sail back over to here. Dismount, park our boat, get onto our elk, and cross the land there. And see what it looks like there. Does mean we're probably going to have to build another raft at some point to continue the journey to the village, unless it's on that landmass, which would be shocking. That'd also mean that's a huge landmass. We're going to find out. This is also my first time ever going to the village, folks. I'm glad we're making this long sailing trip right now, that the heavy temporal storm is setting in. Sailing during a heavy temporal storm. This is also a new one for me, folks. Go ahead and feed my character real quick. Yep. And one more piece. Why'd you somehow accidentally lowered the thing? Yep. Cool. There we go. We've got a ways south to go. We gotta get down past this point here and then go west. Alright, so let's see what this temporal storm on the ocean is like. Oh wow, look at that. That's crazy looking. So if you've never seen a heavy temporal storm, well, this is a heavy temporal storm. Wow, sailing during one is... That's an interesting sound. Okay, so the drifters are spawning in the water around me. That's fascinating. Yeah. Adjust my angle a little bit. There we go. I don't get too close to shore. I don't want to get close enough to shore that the boat can start taking pot shots at me. Don't see Dave around. But I'm also not close enough to shore. So for those who are not familiar, Dave is this eldritch entity that shows up during temporal storms sometimes. And you can see him walking around. Looks like some sort of giant, like, mutated, rust-covered giraffe creature. I have heard that in the data logs for the game, he's called, like, the Thunder God or something like that, or Thunder Creature of some sort. I've heard, or Storm Lord maybe. But, maybe it's Thunder Lord. But the community just calls him Dave. Although there's apparently a group of people out there that call him Steve. Then I've also seen some sort of debate about maybe Dave and Steve being two different entities. There's also interesting things you can see sometimes. Like, sometimes you'll see what look like, there's, resonance, cylinders. You see, like, big ones floating through the sky. Alright, let me check my map. Yeah, I need to turn more this direction here. Go. Yeah, because I need to head towards this gap down here. There we go. My green notch is my elk on my boat. It makes it easier to steer on the map, especially during this very heavy temporal storm that's causing things like the seaweed to stick up out of the ocean and stuff. This is a new one. I've never been sailing during a heavy temporal storm, folks. But welcome. I hope y'all are enjoying my my temporal storm with me. I know it's strange and odd look at. Let's see here. Is my angle still good? I need to turn back to the right a little bit. There we go. That should be good. Does tell me you don't see Dave out on the ocean, though. This is probably the easiest temporal storm I've ever had to deal with that didn't involve hiding in my house. Well, I did just see a drifter spawn in the ocean, and as I sailed by. Yep, there was another one. Good thing they're not good swimmers. Although that does also mean I'm not killing them and therefore not getting more temporal gears. Drawbacks. Granted, fighting drifters during a heavy temporal storm does not really sound like, you know, a great deal of fun. Although I've heard some people say it's actually a lot of fun to go out during temporal storms and just see how many creatures you can fight. It's a good way to farm, like, you know, rusty gears, temporal gears. Up there's that was a shiver underwater. We just sailed past. One of these days I might try and build like a mob farm or a little fighting position where I can fight them. There goes a drifter sinking just down to the ocean. But welcome to the stream, folks. I hope everyone's having a good day. We're basically sailing as far west as we can, which is going to be over here. And then we're going to get on our elk and ride the rest of the way to the village, since I can't seem to find a western path through the ocean here to the village. Right now we're dealing with heavy temporal storm, for those who are just now joining. Which is proving to be kind of entertaining, because, you know, if you're on land, you'd be being swarmed by, like, drifters and things right now. But they keep spawning into the ocean and just sinking. It's kind of hilarious. But there you go. And if people want to chat and chat, that's great. I do respond. To the best of my ability, anyways. Oh, a bunch of drifters that just spawned in there. What time is it in game? Now it's almost midnight in game. Okay, so once we get down to this point, we'll take a hard west turn there. I always forget how long these temporal storms last. It always feels like they last a lot longer than you expect. But I'm glad this happened while I was in the boat instead of out on the elk. Alright, how are we doing? Still got a little ways to go. Yep, that shiver almost got us. You see it? Walking on water there. Thankfully the boat's faster than the shiver. But we should be getting close to our turn down here. Once we get to like this point, we'll make our turn. Let's change our angle up a little bit. There we go. There we go. That's a nice angle. Yeah, to give you an idea of how much sailing I've done trying to find a western path through this giant landmass. That is a massive landmass. Like, I suppose I could always continue down south this way. Oh, temporal storm's ending. What did my stability get? Down to 35%. It's pretty low. And it's still draining, technically. 34. 33. Let's see how low it gets, folks. $32. 31. 30. And there it is. Storm ends at 30% temporal stability. There we go. It's also ready for time for us to turn to the right, which will take us west. And then we'll angle up through here and park like right over here somewhere. Finish off this little piece of pie here. There we go. That's the other thing I should have done, is I should have made a lantern to attach to the elk. That would have also been a good idea. Man. The hindsight I'm experiencing on this journey. I can always take the one off the boat and attach it to the elk, I suppose. It's not like the boat's going to need it while I'm gone. But we're making good progress. So not too much further, and we'll stop and get off the boat over here somewhere. See, I'm worried, just because of the look of this over here, I'm worried this is going to be like a little thin spit of land over here, and it'll just be ocean like here or something. And then I'll have to make a raft. Or set up a whole shop to build another sailboat, which I'm not going to do, obviously. If I have to do that, then I'll have to leave the elk behind, which I don't want to do either. Although at that point, what I would do is I'd just come back and attach the elk back to the sailboat and just walk it. What kind of trader is that? I don't know what kind of trader that is. I haven't stopped at that one, apparently. That area is apparently temporarily unstable, too. Because my stability stopped going up. Now it's starting to go up again, so don't stop on that island. Got it. Alright, so let's turn north a little bit. And just kind of shoot the middle here between these two peninsulas. I'm going to have to plan what to take with me. I'll probably leave the bow, because I don't really have enough arrows to justify taking the bow, unless I want to, like, completely unpack the boat. I'll take my shield. How's my durability on my sword? I'll take a backup sword. I'll leave the flint, because I can always find more. I'll leave the fire starter, because I have my torches. I can always make a new one if I need one. I'll take the ore, in case I need to make a new boat. So I'll leave the arrows, the bow, the cattails. Yeah. Alright. Kind of planning it out in my head of what we're going to do once we get to our final stop over here. We've hit another temporarily unstable area. I started losing stability again. Now it's going back up. So if the gear is spinning to the right, so clockwise, your stability is increasing. If it's spinning to the left, you're losing stability. In case people don't know. I don't know if how many of y'all are new to the game or not. So we're getting close to our stopping point where we're going to switch over to elk-powered transportation. So I think we'll do that over here. Granted, there's a lot of lakes over here. So riding through here with the elk might be difficult. So maybe we'll go... There's also a lot of hills. So maybe we'll park up here. Because that looks like there's less immediate hills. The main problem is there's a lot of trees right there. I'd rather not deal with too many trees either. Or we could go south. South looks like it's got a good path through that we could follow. So yeah, we'll park like right here. I'm gonna do this. That's a nice marker, and we'll call it boat. Spell right. Pin it. Save it. And that's where we're going to aim to park the boat. Yep. So we'll park the boat there. And take the elk cross country. And then hopefully this will... Hopefully the village is on this landmass and it goes all the way over. Otherwise, we have to stop and build a raft, and I don't really want to do that. I mean, it's not hard to build a raft, but then I just don't want to leave my elk somewhere. Need to go north a little bit to not run into this little spit of land here. Does my elk still have the cooking pot on him? He does. Good. Good elk. That's right, I could put my extra sword or my bow on the elk. Put the extra sword on the elk. And I'll also put the lantern on the elk. That's what we'll do. Alright. So we'll park here, and I think we'll ride through this area here. Then we can kind of follow along the forest edge over there. Yeah, it's getting cold. You can see where my boat's frosting up. It's -6 out. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it back in time to save my crops. Just, I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'm going to lose my crops. It's very sad. Oh, look how cold this is. I'm glad my character's fairly well equipped for cold weather right now. The thing I need to do is fix my hat. If I have the supplies, I can do that. turn slightly to the right so I don't run into the shore too early here. There we are. Yep. Winter time is upon us, folks. Or at least mid-fall is upon us. In-game. Alright. Yeah, those flowers. Second there, I thought that pattern might have been a trader, but there's a trader right there. So let's stop at this trader, see what he is, and then move on. I feel like there was some temporal stability issues up in this area. We'll find out when we get parked. But welcome to the stream, if I haven't already welcomed you. And if I have, I'm so glad you're here. I hope everyone's having a great time. Feel free to comment, chat, etc. Alright. Back into first person here. We're going to make landfall here in just a moment. Here we are. This is where I've chosen to make landfall. There we go. Come on. Go a little closer to shore, please. Alright, we're back in then. Okay. Fine. Fine game. That's not what I wanted to do, but we'll make it work. Okay. Just wanted a little docking area. There. Okay. So let's readjust things here. Alright. So, what do I not need? Now, one thing I should do, real quick, we're going to make a little bit of flax twine out of some of this flax. Because we're going to do this. We're going to do like a stick. Is that not it? What is this? Am I doing this wrong? Where's my thing? No, I am doing it wrong. Okay, stick up here. There we go. And then we're going to do that. And repair our hat. There we go. Alright, so next step, we'll keep the stick with us. We're going to take one stack of poultice. We're going to leave the arrows. We'll take the extra bronze sword and leave the bow. I'm going to leave the ore. Well, no, I'll take the ore. I will leave cattails, though. I'll leave the fire starter. I'll carry the extra spear just in case. Let me get this down here because I'm going to need that. And then I'm going to want my flute in case I need to resummon the elk to me. I'm going to take our food. Do I have any other food? Well, I'll take my raw food. Go. I'll just put this down here just so that my raw food is in here. And the other thing I want to take... So I want to take the axe. I will leave the flint for now. Because I want to take this letter with me. Just in case we need it. For the whole journey thing. There we go. Alright. I've got my elk, so I can leave this bed here. Because I've got a bed on the elk. There we go. So, elk. Come on. No, that's not get on the elk. Good lord. Alright. Elk. On the boat. You like stuck on the boat, elk? What's going on here? Come on, elk. What has happened here? Alright, I've somehow gotten my elk stuck in the boat. Come on. Come on, elk. Elk. Why are you stuck in the boat? Alright. Can I summon you out of the boat? Would that work? What about this? Yes. There we go. Aha! We have summoned the elk out of the boat. Perfect. Alright. Elk, come here. Where you at? There we go. Now you have a nice little lantern. We're going to get this sword, and you're going to get a nice little sword over here. There we go. Alright, folks, we are now ready to go. Alright, and away we go. So you head more this way. Alright, map. So we've got a trader over here, which we'll go visit real quick just to see what it is. I've actually found I prefer riding the elk in third person. First person gets a little bumpy to watch, in my opinion. But here we are. We're going to just stop at this trader real quick, see what they are. And then we're going to continue on. There we go. Stay elk. What are you? A furniture trader. I could buy a bed from him if I wanted to carry like a real bed. He'll buy bismuth bronze nails and black bronze nails. You have a nice day, man. Okay. Furniture trader. There we go. Alright. Just so I know what he is. Alright. Now we're just going to keep going here. Towards the village. We've got all the supplies we should need to build everything. You know what? I'm going to... Yeah, we'll leave the copper axe in there. Actually, no, we'll switch it out for the iron axe, because it's going to break first anyways. I'm going to keep my head on a swivel this time, because when I got ambushed by the bear and died in my last stream, I was riding my elk when the bear attacked. Which, that was awkward. You know, I wonder if the village is supposed to be far. You know, I just had this thought. Because when you get the elk, the trader mentions that this should help you out in kind of like your future stuff or whatever. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe the village is supposed to be kind of far inland by default. If someone knows in the comments, let me know. Because I'm curious about that now. We're also going to keep our eyes out for, like, harvestable crops along the way. Just because we can. These here. Oh, let me offload some stuff to the elk. Has saddlebags, might as well use the saddlebags here. So we'll throw seeds in the saddlebags. No, stack all that up, please. There we go. There. And you know, while we're here, I'm just going to grab these seeds anyways. because why not? It's never bad to have extra flax seeds. There we go. We'll just keep our eyes out for more crops like that as we go. Okay, that's just a big lake. Good. It's not ocean, it's just a big lake. That makes me happy. That's a wolf. Or a pig. That's a pig. You can tell it's not dead because it's laying on its side. When they're dead, they lay flat on their stomach. There we go. We'll jog the elk a bit so we can travel a little faster. Raccoon off to the side there. Don't want to go through the forest. I want to try and keep to open terrain as best we can here. And avoid holes in the ground like that. Let's see here, what's this? What are these? Carrots. Let's see if we get the seeds. Okay. Got some carrot seeds. Which we'll take with us, just because I could use more carrot seeds. Alright. Go. The real trick is to not fall into any holes. Alright. What about this? I'm not seeing any cracked vessels at this ruin. How about we got some more stuff over here? Cracked vessels? I like to stop and check the cracked vessels, because you can find some interesting stuff that way. Alright, let's get off the elk here real quick. Alright, just checking. Yep, no cracked vessels. They're easily accessible on the surface. Like, we could probably dig around and maybe find some. But I'm not going to spend all the time doing that. We've got a mission. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of hills up here. Got a fox over there. So we kind of want to go around these mountains here. So some more ruins. So welcome along to the stream, folks. I hope everyone's having a great day. Any cracked vessels in here? I'm not seeing any cracked vessels. Oh, but I do see some turnips. We'll stop and get. So, oh, shit. This is shale. Oh, I hear you, elk. Okay, let's just do flint. Alright. Yep. Who's a good elk? Okay. Let me do this. Get that out of my hand first. There we go. Turnips. And seeds. No, I'm not going to stop for a harvestable, I see. If people are wondering. Got a lot of peat over there. This is kind of a large forest. I don't really want to go through the forest. What is that ahead of us? Is that a... That's a wolf. We're going to leave the wolf alone. That's why I don't want to go through the forest. Another copper deposit here. Ooh, what kind of tree is this? So, 1, 6. There. It's a cherry tree. I will take cuttings of the cherry tree. There we go. Don't need firewood. But I got my cherry tree cuttings, so that's kind of cool. Okay. Oh, got another one. That apparently the elk was sitting on. There we go. Alright, continuing on. Is there a way through this hill? I think if we go through here, we might be able to cut through. Oh, got pigs that are aggressive. Which means they have, like, piglets. Are they still chasing? Doesn't look like they're still chasing. Didn't really want to fight the pigs over their piglets. Here we are. The thing I like about the elk is it can climb up 2 blocks high, which is nice. Makes traversing nice and easy. Well, easier than, say, if you're on foot. There we go. Try and get through some of this rough terrain a little bit. Back out into a little more open terrain. Yeah. Scare the chickens. You know. Cave of some sort there. Oh, got another trader up here. Alright. Let's see what kind of trader this is. What are you? Survival goods. Name. Wilding. Okay. I could sell them some flax and feathers. But nothing of any value. There we go. Go ahead and mark him on the map there. Cancel. Alright, now mark him. Trader. Red. Survival. There we go. Save. Excellent. We have crossed the tiny spit of land to find more ocean. We're gonna head north though. Follow the coastline. There's something on the ground here. What is this? What kind of material is that? That is what? Lead bits. Okay. There we go. I can stop for lead. But I hope everyone's having a good day. Trying to get through this area here. It's very hilly. That's why I'm not running the elk. Because that's a good way to fall into a hole, which, let me tell you, falling into a cave with your elk is not great. That's a nice pile of flax. There we go. I am breaking my rule. Normally I don't harvest stuff until it's mature. But since I doubt I'm going to be through here super often, we're going to take it with us. Keep that in there. There we go. Okay, so we're approaching the shore here. Okay, good. It looks like it does curve around if we go further north. Okay. That's what I wanted to see. There we go. got another pig. Oh, great. There's baby piglets. Which means these pigs could become aggressive on us if we're not careful. Hole in the ground there. Let's avoid that. I keep hearing these piglets. They're like all over the place over here. That's a wolf. We'll just swim across this little area here. That'll slow the wolf down too. Alright. Actually, the elk's not a bad swimmer. Maybe I'll just swim the elk across. Alright, elk. Let's go. Can... Alright, folks, we're gonna experiment a little bit. Can elk swim across ocean? Or will elk start to drown? Find out today. As we swim the elk to the village. Behold my upgraded canoe. Don't mind the fact that it has legs. It's a self-paddling raft. Don't look at me like that here. So, chat, since I know y'all aren't being super talkative, I'm going to talk at y'all anyways, though. My wife is giving me weird looks because she's sitting next to me as I'm talking about my four-legged canoe that is a self-paddling raft. There we go. Character's all fed. Go that way a little bit. Alright, let's see here. I do have more food in my inventory, which is good. Put all that up there. Alright. Well, the elk may not be as fast as my boat. The elk apparently does not care about any terrain. The elk is apparently an all-terrain vehicle, including water. Isn't that right, Fluff? Yes, you're a good, cute little cat. My cat's sitting over here, watching me. Oh, look at that big yawn. Yeah. Did I disturb you, Helia? Did I pet you, disturb you? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. But while we let the elk guide us to the village with its innate knowledge of how to walk forward without me pressing buttons. How y'all doing out there? Y'all having fun today? Y'all having a good day? Yeah, I'm having a good day. We took our kid to a birthday party for one of his friends. He had fun with that. My lovely wife sitting over there watching football because she loves football. American football, for those who are not in the States. I know the rest of you all call soccer football. So. Also went and saw my dad today. He's doing alright. Got to visit with an old friend. Hadn't seen him in many years. Got a friend who's visiting from Germany in town. Well, that's a friend of my father's, really. But I still know him. So. And for people who just joined, this is my new all-terrain vehicle, the Elk. As we found out that it's about as good as a raft on water, so we're just gonna let my self-paddling raft take us across this new spit of water that I found. Because I'd leave my boat over here. Because I could not find a way around the giant landmass of Doom. But apparently Elk doesn't care. So. There we go. That should be a pretty good line on the village there. Since the Elk is self-motoring, if people want to talk and ask questions, now's a great time for it. If not, that's alright. I can keep talking for us in chat. That's fine. So, ideally, our goal is to make it to the village here soon. We still got about just shy of 8,000 blocks to travel, but, you know, it's a lot closer than I've been so far. Because it's at, if we check our map here, we're here. The village is way over here at negative 21,000, almost negative 22,000. We're right at negative 14,000. It's pretty good considering I started way over here. This is my don't mind the mess of waypoints, but this is my base right here at, you know, basically 100. So it is almost exactly 22,000 blocks from my house in a west direction here to get to the village. But and this is on default settings. You can actually adjust how far away story points generate from each other and from spawn when you're creating your world. So if you really want to do the story content and don't want to travel for hours to do so, might recommend just setting it down to like 50% spawn distance. That's what one of my chatters was talking about yesterday in the stream where we did the first half of this journey, and I got mauled by bears. This time we've had less bears. We did see one, but we were not on shore with said bear. So we haven't had to fight any bears yet this stream. I say yet, just because what's going to happen is I'm going to get across this body of water at some point as I get closer to the village, and then we land, and then with my luck, there'll also be bears. Because it was definitely not my fault at all that bear killed me, because I definitely did not try to fight a bear without armor after it already half-healthed me with the first hit, when it snuck up on me in my health. So, that was definitely not at all what happened. Chat gave me a hard time for not wearing my armor when traveling. In case people are wondering what happened. But now, I have my chainmail. So now it should take at least 3 shots for the bear to kill me instead of 2. Or at least that's my theory. And much like the boat, you can attach a lantern to the elk, as you can see on the front of my elk there. Too bad I can't access the saddlebags while I'm riding the elk, though. That's mildly unfortunate. Not the end of the world, mildly unfortunate. I'm just seeing if I see anything interesting along the shoreline here. So those are little things like that are caves. That's a ruin of some sort. Those could be ruins or just little bits of exposed rock or sand or something. Let's see here. Get an idea of what my angle is. So I'm going to cut it close to this bit of land here. I do go faster over land, but this looks pretty hilly and pretty forested. This also tells me it might have been a better journey if I'd gone north, as far as staying on land. But there's less bears in the ocean. Because up here is where I got mauled to death by bears, right? Like literally right here. And if you're wondering how I've been streaming this long and And I'm only this far out even riding the elk. That's because I did a whole lot of exploring. I did a lot of up and down, north and south, trying to find a way around. Like you can see where I went all the way up in here looking for a sailing route. And it's pretty heavily forested. I'm trying to decide what my best route through all this mess is going to be. Or is this just low bushes? Hard to say. Might just be bushes. There we go. Actually, I think the swim speed and the walk speed are about the same, so let's try to gallop a little bit. I heard another pig. Lots of pigs out and about today. Oh god, that's a bear. See, just like I said. I'm gonna get out to shore, and there'll be a bear. Alright, come on. The bear's still chasing me is the question. No, but I got wolves now. It's not falling in the cave. There we go. Yep, this is water. Water is not helpful. Got more red clay, though. Looks like I've lost the bear and the wolves, which is good. But that's the problem with riding around at night. On land with the elk. At least I noticed the bear before it got me this time. It's also the problem with forests like this. You get a lot more bears and elks and stuff. Or deer. Well, wow. I can talk today. You get a lot more bear and wolves in these places. There's some more pigs squealing at me. Go away, pig. I'm not trying to hurt your baby. There we go. Alright. Okay, that should be far enough away from the pig. Because I definitely don't want to fall in that giant lake. These are like little crater lakes. Look how deep these lakes are. Alright. Map-wise, how are we looking here? And we've got another giant spit of ocean. See? Lots of ocean. Would have been a lot better with a sailboat. But you know what? We've got our elk. Let's get it motoring along. There's a cave there. Don't want to fall into that. That'd be doom for me and the elk. Alright, I gotta find my way to this ocean before I fall into one of these giant caves. They just seem to be all over the place. Alright. And here we are. Back to our, ocean-powered elk sailing boat. There we go. Alright. There's another big ruin over there. Look at that. That's a nice big ruin. Like that is begging to be explored. I wonder if that's another ruined church. Or abandoned church. I don't know. I've been told that they're very, obvious. Like, they're still mostly intact, is what I've heard. I'm not sure, though. The good news is, by riding the elk, I seem to be saving a lot of my hunger bar. But we've made some good progress so far. We're at negative 1600, so we've got right about 6,000 more to go. So we've cleared another 2,000 blocks. We're going to get there. You know what actually would have been a good idea before I made this whole journey? Building the glider. That might have been a good idea. Not that it would have helped me with any of this, it just would have been good to have. I am going to want to build the glider, though, after I visit the village. Because I do know that kind of for the next, like, big, dangerous point of interest, there's a lot of heights involved. You probably want the glider for it, so you don't just go splat. Foreshadowing, because I'm sure I'm going to mess that up and go splat at some point. But anywho, the elk is a little slow in water, but it's not too bad. I am happy that it doesn't drown on me, though. I just realized something. I'm not seeing the green mark for my elk. I wonder if my um, item that does that is worn off. What is that? That looks like a crazy big trader thingy over there. Oh, there it is. It's just a large caravan. Actually, we'll head over there for a second. We'll get over there real quick. See what kind of large trader this is. So, have any of y'all out there watching my stream? Any of y'all ever completed the whole storyline for Vintage Story? Or know anything about it? Beyond what I've been talking about this evening? I see what it was. It's just the layout with the way the hills were behind that trader made it look bigger than it was from a distance. All right. There we go. All right, let's go see what this trader's got going on. This is also giving me a chance to cut the pies. What kind of trader are you? It's another furniture trader. For me, it's always been like these furniture traders or building materials trading. His name is Mouse, though. That's kind of cool. Ooh, he's got some pretty pictures, though. Oh, quit running off. I was looking at your inventory, man. Got some nice pictures. Ooh, he's got iron doors. I think I need one of those for making a cementation furnace, don't I? Got sleek doors, traveler's painting, a nice bed. Always nails with these guys. And linen. Interesting. Alright, well. Good trader. Actually, what time is it? You got a bed here, bud. We're going to sleep till morning. Because we can. Because apparently the trader doesn't care if we live in his house. Temporarily. As a side note, if any of y'all are newer players, and you're looking for a bed to crash in for the night, traders, you can crash in their beds. In case you needed to know that. Let's see here. This charred pear pie is only going to be fresh for 20 hours. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and chop that up. And we'll go ahead and do this one as well. Go ahead and get them cut up. There we go. Let's go ahead and eat some of that. There we go. Alright, Oak. Time to continue on our journey. Yep, we'll just keep going that way. 5. There. That way we're not looking at that. We'll just jog this bit. Well, welcome to the stream, folks. I hope you all are having a good day. I am. We're continuing our journey. Oh, a cave. Stay elk. Gonna go check out this cave for just a second. Put my impromptu torch in my hand here. It's all limestone, so it's a limestone cave. Anything interesting in here in limestone cave? Beyond being limestone? Not really. We'll take a pro pick sample, though. Do this one. Do that one. Hopefully it's far enough away. Yep. Good. And we'll do that one. And hematite. Decent hematite in this area. Well, that's kind of cool. Bituminous coal, which is black coal, by the way. And limonite, which is the brown coal. So, kind of cool. Alright. Back on our elk. And here we go. By the way, for people who've played this game and have an elk, this is the proper way to raft. You use your elk as a raft. Just saying. You're welcome to argue with me, but I think elk makes best raft. Certainly has more storage space than raft. If you have the saddlebags on it. Looks like there's just more ocean. Not sure if this is an island or just a peninsula of some sort. We will see, though. Oh, that flax is teasing me over there, so we're going to go get that flax real quick. Then we'll cross the land here just to get to the other side a little faster. Alright, here we are. Alright, grab this flax. Extra flax fibers and stuff are always good to have. These are the seeds. Go. And I saw some other seeds over here I'm going to grab. This looks like turnips. It is. But we'll take the turnip seeds with us because we can. There we go. I'm doing this mostly just kind of increase my stockpile of seeds back at home when I get there. And there's those, and we'll throw the flax grain in there. Perfect. And I wanted to go just stick my nose into this cave I saw over here real quick. Yeah, we're going to take a little pro pick sample real quick. Do that one. Do this one. And this one should be far enough. Wow, almost nothing in here. Okay. Where you at? Nope, there you are. Alright. Back we go. Alright. You should be able to go up this hill here. Get across this area pretty well. Come on. Up and over. I should grab that flax too, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to stop and grab every bit of flax I see. As much as I would want to, like... If I was out doing foraging and not trying to get to the village, per se, I would absolutely do that. There we go. Yeah, it was just a little island. Well, it's another 1,000 blocks under our belt from our last check-in. Only just under 5,000 left to go. So we're, what, 3/4 of the way there now? Not too bad. But I hope everybody's having a good time out there, having a good day. And I just appreciate y'all hanging out in my stream. And I'm apparently getting random emails from the dealership on my phone about they want to purchase my used car. But how y'all doing out there? Y'all have anything exciting happen today? Anything interesting going on? Besides my stream? I mean, I hope my stream's interesting. Alright. So I brought the letter that tells us where the village is with me, just in case I needed to show it to the villagers. I don't know if I need to or not. But I brought it with me just in case. Alright, so it looks like we'll hit land over here again. Man. This journey since I left my boat. So we're not too many map grids away from the thing. Probably, what, one more water crossing after I hit land over here, maybe? You'll see. We will see. Oh, that's some interesting colored stone over there. If that's halite, I'm stopping and mining it all. I will fill up the elk saddlebags with halite, if that's halite. With my luck, it's just limestone. Especially since we just saw limestone a minute ago. But we're going to check it. We're going to go look at it. It's not impossible to see exposed halite like this. If it is halite. I don't think it is. It's just super rare. And since I can see white stone in that exposed backline back there on that far hill, I'm going to guess this is limestone. Then I think halite has a slight pinkish color to it. It's like an off-white pinkish color, if I remember correctly. We're supposed to be. I've never actually seen it in game. This is all based on what I've seen on other people's streams. But I'm gonna guess this is limestone. And the answer is limestone. Well, we can always have halite dreams, I guess. Someday I will find you, mysterious halite. Someday. I might need to go around, because I'm not going to be able to climb that cliff with the elk. Elk versus cliff win. Alright, let's see here. So we'll go around on this side here. Yeah. Because I think we can get over on this. Get up and over. Looks like some sort of ore node there, maybe. Alright, here we are. We're back on shore. We're going to try and go around this large hill. Just kind of follow the coastline here a bit. Got a quartz vein there. Could be worth looking to see if there's any silver, but I'm not seeing any obvious silver exposure. Subnautical elk. There we go. What is that over there? What kind of critter is that? Oh, that's a tree. There's a random piece of pine tree. That's what that is I'm looking at. I was so confused by that. Alright. Very interesting rock layers. I'm seeing what looks like some quartz up there. Could be... Also could be some... No, that's too big. It's got to be a quartz vein. As I say, it could also be like a borax vein. They look like that sometimes. It's a little big for that. It's got to be a quartz vein. Alright, I'm just riding slowly until I get out of the forest a little bit. It's because it can be hard to navigate these forests. Yep, scared of deer. Actually, it might be easier to stay in the water for a bit until we get past it. There we go. Oh, we got a ruin right here. Anything interesting in said ruin? Gonna look at it real quick. Yep, we got a cracked vessel of some sort. Alright, so let's go take a look at this cracked vessel. What kind of cracked vessel is it? It is a forge vessel. And it is flint and sticks. I mean, I kind of need flint, so I guess I'll take it. Eat some of this pie. Alright, let's see about this ruin over here. Oh, this one's bigger. A little more intact. What is this? I'm not seeing any cracked vessels in it. I am seeing some bony soil, though. Not super interested in the bony soil right this second. What about this one over here? Besides the wolf. Okay. The wolf, for some reason, decided to not be aggressive. I'm not going to argue with that. Alright. Back on our elk. Here we go. And... here we go. Now, we'll turn on the afterburners here. And gallop across country. Okay, now we're making good progress. So hopefully this is not an area full of, like, caves and stuff. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that shape over there in the distance. What is that? We're definitely going to have to go look at that and not fall into this hole. Alright. Fellow be interested here. We've got a storage vessel of some sort. It's a food vessel. And we just have this, like, interesting shape, this archway. Let's see what's in the food storage vessel. And the answer was rye grain, which we'll take. That's fine. I don't have a problem with rye. I kind of want to dig this out, but I don't want to spend the time doing so right now. But interesting. Yep. I've never seen that ruin before. If anyone knows what kind of ruin that is, let me know. Alright. There's a little hole in the ground there. There's lots of ruins around here. And holes. Lots of caverns that I don't want to fall into with my elk. Alright. Looks like I was correct. I'm guessing that there's going to be one more water crossing, probably, from the looks of it. There we are. Alright. but we're at just shy. We're right about 2,000 blocks away now. It's at 21. Well, it's almost 22, so between 2 and 3,000 blocks away. But we will get to the village tonight, folks. It's going to happen. Maybe the last thing we do tonight for the stream, but we will get there. I just took my pie last night. I'm going to get 12 hours left to eat like 5.5 slices of pie. You got plenty of time on this other stuff, though. It's not like I'm going to be running out of food. I just don't like wasting pie. Yeah, you're about to knock my other mouse off the table there, sweetheart. Yeah. That's my cat. My cat's name is Celia. Well, one of my cats' names is Celia. She's the most social of the two. The other one, like, don't get me wrong, he loves pets and loves attention and he loves social, but he's a bit more skittish. Which is funny because he's also the larger of the two. But he's been that way since he was a kitten. Rahelia is very much the, I want laps, I want to be held. Nice long hair, orange tabby of some sort. Can I finish this piece of pie now? Not quite. But everyone having a good day out there? I hope y'all are, because, I have. We're getting so close. Here, we're close. Just hope this water crossing isn't too large. Super. I'm not really looking forward to the trip back, though, from the village back to my house. Kind of makes me wish I had found, like, a translocator that I could have repaired. It'd get me closer to the village. But, that's life. Weirdly, I actually haven't found any translocators now that I'm thinking about that. But I have done a ton of caving looking for ruins. Thinking about that. That's something else I should add to my list, is go do more cave diving. My armor's fine. Alright. Oh, good. We're starting to come back to land. I suspect... there may be one more water crossing in there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to take a look at this piece of land here. Oh. Got some ruins over here in the water. Big set of ruins there. Not sure what that is. I like the kind of rounded look of that ruin, though. It looks like there's a trader, like, right next to it, too. Let's see here. We're getting real close now. Because, like, if we zoom out a little bit, it's just over here. So we're at almost 20,000, and it's at almost just 50 blocks shy of 22,000 over here. So 2,000 more blocks. It really isn't that far in the grand scheme of things. And hopefully this land will get us all the way there. We don't have to do too many more of these, swimmings with the elk here. Let's see, what time is it in the game? It's not late enough to sleep yet, so we'll ride on for a bit. Come on, up and out of the water, please, elk. There we go. Let's get a bit of a gallop going here. They scare the local fox population. That's kind of a deep ravine. Caves. Alright, gonna have to be careful navigating this. Alright, let's see here. Be careful, because this is forested hills, which means I'm going to get stuck in trees and things like this. Oh my goodness. That tree. Tree just in the way there. Alright. So the trees and the hills, and the random caverns. Navigating this area is going to be interesting. Alright. So we'll skirt the edge of this lake. And hopefully not run into, like, a bear or wolves. Alright, there we go. Made it past that a little bit. Let's go to the left here a little bit so we don't get stuck in the tree. Be nice if I could see to pass the tree now. Come on, there we go. Alright. Looks like it's starting to clear up a little bit forest-wise here. Which is good. Yeah, we're heading towards what looks like a deserty biome up here. That'll make traveling with the elk a little easier, unless it's one of those that's full of, like, holes in the ground. Or is very hilly. That's the other thing I've seen sometimes. It can be very hilly. What kind of biome is this? Well, there's quartz underground here. And it is... Come on, let me see it. Yeah, I keep nearly catching it. It's... Oh, goodness. That bear is coming. It says silent assassin bears. He's trying. Goodness, I did not want to hit water. Okay, but it looks like the bear gave up. Maybe the bear gave up. Let's not fall down that hole that is trying to get me right there. Alright, so we found the valley full of little pits here, which would be very bad for the elk to fall into. Man, these bears. This journey has been fraught with bears. Last night was, you know, bears all over the place. Tonight, we've narrowly avoided a couple bears. It's crazy. I would stop and check the map, but I'm afraid of bears. I can hear chickens. Alright. Go. Back in kind of a plains biome, which generally means less bears, but I've had that thought process backfire on me on this trip. Alright, so let's map for a second. Okay. It looks like we're still mostly land between here and there. We've got a ruin right there. With a cracked vessel. Alright, we gotta stop and check this cracked vessel. And it's a forage with cattails and flax. Which, you know, honestly, cattails and flax, not the worst thing to have. Alright. That's not what I want. Nope. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons today. The cattails in there. Yep. I'm gonna eat the last of this piece of pie here. There we go. Eat some more of another one. Alright. What's that? Chalk. More chalk stones. into hills. Alright. Can I get up said hill? Maybe. We'll see. Yes. Alright, come on. Let's go. I love the fact the elk can go up like 2 blocks. It makes life so much better. Alright. I've been navigating like weird things like this. Alright. Can you let me up here? Yes, you are. Look at you. There we go. Up and over. I just have to not fall down too fast. There we go. Okay. We got about 1,000 blocks left to go. And it looks like there might be a little bit of water. What is that weird shape over there? That's a hole in the ground there. I nearly walked into while looking at the map. Don't read your map and drive, folks. Okay, I wanted to see what this is. Anything interesting about this? Nope, just a circular hole in the ground. I was seeing if it had, like, Suvite stones or something on it to indicate that maybe it was a meteorite impact. That's the bear. Look at that bear. Like, I keep talking about it. Bears everywhere. Oh, it's still chasing me. It is still chasing me. Gonna give up, bear? Gonna give up? I don't think it's given up yet. Oh, I didn't want back in the water. Back in the water's not where we want to be right now. Looks like it's given up now, though. Good lord. So many bears. Alright, so the village should be over here. Oh, we got some... Looks like we got a trader camp over here. I've never actually seen a trader camp before. So we're going to go see that trader camp, because it's on the way to the village anyways. Hopefully it's not full of bears. Everything else has been full of bears. Got the end of this little spit plan there. And that trader camp is almost directly in line. Oh, what's this? We got a brown coal deposit under our feet. There we go. It's a trader camp. Look at this. It's a trader camp, folks. I've never seen one of these. It's not one. Hey, who are you? You're a furniture trader. Of course you are. And you want all stuff I don't have. Actually, no, I don't have this heavy tool belt with me. And you also don't have anything I want, so, you know. But he does have an extra lantern, though. Alright. What kind of pot is this? Rotten food. Huh. Why is your thing full of rotten food, bud? Alright. So, furniture. Okay. Is there any other traders here, or is it just you? Looks like it's just you. What time is it? Yeah, we'll sleep. We'll sleep till morning. So no, this is actually just a furniture trader. I thought it was like one of those trader camps where you have like 3 traders all hanging out. Because that's the thing. You can actually apparently find those, from what I understand. I've never seen one before. But this is still a pretty cool layout. I've never seen this camp before either. So, like, don't get me wrong. Like, totally cool. I've just noticed it's also not temporarily stable here. I'm going to mark this. What kind of... It's got firewood. Age tables. Neat. Very neat. I'm mark that. Trader. I like to do kind of a brown color. And there we go. And then burn, just so I know that's a furniture trader. Save. There we go. Right, elk. We have traveling to do. But first I'm going to go over to this fruit tree, because... Fruit tree. We're going to take this fruit tree with us. Oh, that was a hole in the ground there. We almost fell down that. What kind of fruit tree is this? It's a pear tree. Oh, yes, yes, I know. Come on. Really? Only 2 cuttings out of that whole thing? Any extra? No? Alright. So we'll take those, put that in there. Alright. Eat some of the pie here. Alright, folks, let's get on to that village. It's a big cave over here somewhere. Yeah, look at that giant cave there. We're so close. I think I can even see the village in the distance over there. Oh no, that's just a treetop. Never mind. A lot of ruins here. Oh, what kind of tree are you? What kind of tree are you? What kind of tree is this? It's another pear tree. I was hoping it'd have, like, some fruit on it. But I've not been so lucky with these. There we go. Got all of it. I think this is just firewood if I knock this one down. Yeah, it's just firewood. Okay. Gonna take these cuttings back because I'm a little low on cuttings at home. Alright, there we go. Don't worry, I'm not going to stop for every pear tree. That is a huge red clay deposit, though. Alright. So the village should just be a little bit further this way. Yep, should be. Like, oh, I can see the outer wall on the map now. And we can start to see the buildings. There's the village, folks. Okay, that's just some ruins there. But there we are, look at that. And there's a trader over there, too. Right next to the village. But here we are. We finally made it to the village after a long and harrowing journey. Oh, it is lagging a little bit as I ride up to this place. Okay. Let's stop our elk. We're going to head inside. Get back to here. Shift. Alright. Okay, we're regaining temporal stability, it looks like, I think. Yeah. Alright. Let's get our rope. We're going to open up the gate. Come on, elk. You're going inside. There we go. Yep, good elk. I just wanted to bring him inside. Close the gate behind him. That way he can't wander off. But we got firewood, all kinds of stuff. Look at this village. This is a nice looking village, folks. What do you all think? Oh, is that... What is that? That's an iron shovel? Can we pick that up? No, you can't pick that up. That's nice. Empty crate. Oh, look at this fire pit. That is nice. Why do I hear... that's the villagers going about their business. Look at this. I mean, we can't open this stuff because it'd be stealing, but... You could, like, look at that. Wait. Oh yeah, that's just normal bed. 2 normal beds stuck to each other. Ooh. Oh, here we go. Here's a guy. Where are you? It's a villager. What's your name? I'm Laura, bound to the earth. Is your harvest enough to support the village? Oh, we get by alright. Don't worry, it's hard work. Hard work, but the earth rewards our efforts. Continue. Tried expanding in the past. Years back, they say too risky, too far from the walls, and too much work. Saint Tobias warned us about it. He did. Can't get too large or we start running into new problems. Problems we can't handle. Like what? Like other people. When we're too big to come to agreements, the village will split, and a house with a crack down the middle will never hold up when the tree storm blows. Okay, I'm gonna cycle back through that. I see. You know anything about this letter? No? Good luck to you. Alright. So, she doesn't know anything. What she got over here? It's a black bronze knife. Fire pit. I like the look. I like the work they've done on this place. Oh, look at that. So that is a bismuth lantern. Isn't that nice looking? Stuck on this thing, trying to get out of here. So this is, I think, supposed to be a statue of Saint Tobias. And look over here. See, they're over here working on the anvil. Look at that. That's a steel wire drawing die. The simple fact that that exists in the game means that we should be able to make it. And they got an iron anvil. What's that? They've got a steel stake anvil. Bow horn. Oh, man. Forge with a little bloom in it. Brazier. I think you can actually make the braziers. This is so cool. Oh, they got a hell hammer. Do they have a windmill? They do have a windmill. Oh, man. Super cool. What about you? Name? Warclaw. They help with the forge. Tough job? Dull more than anything. Rather be a guard. Oh, why not? Anyone can wield a spear until we run out of spears. Yeah? Wise woman. Alright. What have you got to trade? Good talk. She just doesn't trust me. Anything about this letter? No clue. Maybe she knows more. Okay. Alright. Who are you? So what about this person? Villager? What's your name? Oh, so this is the person they wanted us to talk to. What do you do? Blacksmith. Can you repair my gear? Sure, put a tool or piece in your hands, and I can see to it. 5 gears for a tool, which is plus 400 durability, or 10 gears for armor. Wow, so you can actually get your stuff repaired here. That's kind of cool. Sorry, I can't afford it. What is this place? This is Nadia? I think that's how you pronounce it. There's a forge in Nadia. I work that forge. Nadia's village filled with things like this forge. If you're interested, you should find those things and give me a moment of peace. What have you got to trade? I know that writing. It's the old man's. You'll be wanting the map then. Okay. Do you know who is the old man? The old man is serious. Some say Saint Tobias, the one who found the village. The old man's ancient, but not that old. He sends me designs from time to time to make. I make them. And then one of those foolhardy traders delivers it somewhere out in the wilds. Can I have that map? Here, take it. One last test for me. We're about to take the map. Continue. So writing with the map, same hand as the letter, reads as follows. Before you come meet me, make your way to the devastation. There is a tower there. You must climb it and take the lens that rests upon its peak. It will not be easy. This must be done if we are to succeed. Why do you have the map? Shrugs. The old man told my grandmother to keep an eye out for a strange traveler come to town looking for him. Never expected it to take this long, but you certainly look the part, no offense. Place called the Devastation nowadays. You can read that? The Devastation is a cursed land full of horrors. Legends say it's clawed itself out of a rift many years ago. How can I find this place? I wouldn't know. It's far too dangerous, traveler. Perhaps Gerard knows. Alright. Alright, so we've got the approximate location of the cave now. Alright. What have you got to trade? Okay, so trading seems to be broken with her. Got it. Okay. Alright. What's in here? Who's this person? I found myself in a horrible underground Yeah, that'll happen. Glad you made it out alright. Not so bad for a seraph. A seraph? Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to assume you just look a bit different. What's your name? Olds. Does it work for three smiths and you'd be surprised? We work metal our own here, but we get plenty of orders from outsiders too. Huh, where do you get the metal? We trade mostly for it. What have you got to trade? Oh, I guess I can't trade. Nope. Is there enough work? You get the metal. What's your name? Okay, well. Just keep repeating. Can I... No, I can't read the book. Dang. What's up here? Anything? Ooh. Owl treasure chest. Oh, got some scrolls in here too. Oh, it continues. Oh, look at this bookcase. I want to read all these books. Yeah, I can't. Oh, nice little chimney. I like the chimney work in here. Oh, we got a balcony. I clearly am not good enough at building. That's what I'm learning. Alright, what about over here? Oh, this goes out into the garden patch. Their carrots and their turnips. Saw something flash red for a second. This, the soil. The soil is in poor shape. Yeah, good lord. White currant bush. Oh. What is this? This is a rough-hewn fence. Okay. I'll close your door. I'll be nice. There you go. Alright. Oh, man. They got instruments and stuff. Red apple with ripe fruit. Nice. The Top Duckling. This place has a name. Oh, it's the blacksmith from earlier. In here having a drink, I guess. It's like the tavern. What about you? Who are you? What's your name? Largo. I sometimes just want to hey, what do you do? What do you need me to do? I can get to your room safe if you wish. We sell food and drink. Rest and resupply. I need information. Don't talk to my husband. You'll end up knowing less every time he... Wow. Wow. Just right under the bus there. Is this place... I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Travel as traders come by. What do you got to trade? Sorry, we're full up at the moment. Give me a couple of weeks. We should have some vacancies. I feel like some of the dialogues are not working right. Yeah, he was real. Say, Tobias? Me? Nope. Okay. Interesting. Not a lot of information there, but interesting story stuff. It's fascinating watching them go about their lives. Who are you? What's your name? Alba, what do you do? Taylor? What have you got to trade? Alright, still not working. What about you? What's your name? Sunita, okay, what do you do? Maybe it's clothing, too plain. Got anything to sell? Sell? You dare accuse me of commerce? I give music away for free. Well, what do you buy then? Books, scrolls, letters. Oh, let's try this. Never heard of such a place. Alright. Cool. That's all I got for now. Interesting. Cool. What about you? Oh, she actually paid me gears for that. Amazing. Alright. Barber surgeon. Okay. Oh, right. This is the guy that can, like, change your face as well as, like, treat injuries and stuff. Okay. I'm still looking for the guy who can tell me where the location is. It's block and tackle. It's interesting. Well, oh, yeah, that's Warclaw. Nope. Alright, where's the other guy? This is a big village. Anybody in here? Nope. They were right when they said that the village like has a life of its own with people like going around doing things. This is like one of the tailor's houses, I'm sure. Alright. These are like little huts. What's this? This is like the central fortress, I think. Anybody in here? There's some food. Bows, arrows. There is a quiver. So a quiver does exist in the game. My chat was not mistaken. I don't know how we get the quiver, because apparently we can't make said quiver. Alright, sunny rubble. Longbows. What about in here? Oh, it's a mill. Okay. I like the arrow slits. What about here? Back room of some sort. Interesting. There's like a whole little fortress here. What about over here? What's in here? More longbows, more arrows. Oh, got an upper level. Takes us to the roof. Got to crouch through this roof, though. Now here's the top of the mill. It's not running right now. Oh, here's how we get down into the mill. Okay. Oh, this was back in that corner. Neat. Neat. I like this. That's very cool. Not what we were looking for, but very cool. Alright. So where is this person we're looking for? Here's someone. No, that's an armor stand. Never mind. Tricked by the armor stand. Alright, what about this house? Anybody in here? No. All kinds of cool stuff in here, though. They really went to town decorating this place. Oh, this is like some sort of like washroom. Okay. Alright. This is neat. I guess they do like the laundry in here. What do you have here? Metal tank. Barrel. Man. Powdered charcoal. What are they doing with powdered charcoal in here? Hmm. What about here? Another armor stand. I don't know what kind of armor it is, though. Oh, here's a guy we haven't talked to yet. Welcome to my cat. She's out. Okay, what's your name? Okay. Do you get a lot of trouble here? Yes and no. Got our walls and weapons. Alright. We'll do what we can. Yes, we do. Anything about this letter? Nope. Okay. So they do have some interesting dialogue options for the different classes. Since I have the class unique stuff turned off, it looks like I can interact with all of them. What about over here? Anybody back here? I love these apple trees. Yellow apple tree. That's the house we were just in. I like these windows. I think they're chiseled. Because I don't know how to make windows like that. Sage wooden planks. Glass. Oh, the paintings. This is a little garden. I guess this is like the herbalist or something. Because they got like horsetails growing out their side of their house. Alright. Oh, here's someone else we haven't talked to yet. Alright, you've made our little sanctuary. So the fruits of our fields, my finest try. Why, thank you. Oh, they gave us a loaf of bread. How nice. What's your name? Think about this letter? Cool. Well, that was nice. So we found the baker. They gave us a loaf of bread. Which I will actually go ahead and eat. There we go. Along with some of my pie. It is starting to spoil on me. There we go. What is it? Bubbling sound. Oh, here's a tool shop. Oh, what is that? They've got a rich chunk of sulfurite, medium copper, a small amethyst variant 1. Small olivine. Nice. It's all kinds of cool stuff here. Definitely hearing something bubbling like a cauldron. Are you bubbling a cauldron in here? No. It's not in here. Is it back over here somewhere? Go through this door. No. Oh, they got sunflowers. And those are actually fairly large fields. Sadly, we can't, harvest any of that. Okay. Somewhere around here is the person we're looking for. Are they in this room? I just heard somebody. I think they might be in the tavern, because I heard someone in the tavern, it sounded like. Oh, here's a person we haven't talked to yet. What's your name? Ah! This is the guy. What do you do? Hunt and keep the forest safe. What is this place? Got to trade. Oh, this guy actually trades. And he sells cured meat. He doesn't buy anything. Sells longbows, iron arrows. Nice. Wolf necklace. Flint amulet. Wolf amulet. Rope. Leather. Feather amulet. Alright. Cool. I could buy 2 pieces of cured meat. Okay. That's writing of the hermit. We cannot read it. Why do you call him the hermit? Can you tell me how to find him? Cannot, he's a sorcerer of great power, and I've ranged far and never found his home. What do you know of the devastation? It's dead land. Don't even use there, but a place to tell me how to get there? No, I will not tell you. I've skirted the edge of that land many times. Only once have I passed the threshold and set foot on the ruined soil, and I'll not go back. There is no need to worry about me. For good or ill, I can't seem to die. You're kind or stubborn, I'll give you that. I try to warn you. You rush headlong into the dark without a torch. Let it be your head then, whatever comes of it. Take this. Devastation will be hard to miss. They are strange, and metal grows like moss upon the ground. A tower centers it, and some huge beast casts its shadow there. This is the work of Saint Tobias, the holy and the feared, to be sure. Okay, so we finally have the map. So that will show us where the devastation is. Okay. So Tobias's cave is up this way. Oh my goodness, how far out is this? Okay, it's not too far. We can actually get there pretty quick. Devastation is down here. At this rate, I'm going to have to set up camp somewhere in this area to complete the story. But we've finally made it to the village. We've got the next story locations, which are the devastation and then the cave. So we're going to call it there, folks. I want to thank you all for joining me on this adventure. Especially now that the villagers... Here's this guy. We haven't talked to this guy yet, apparently. Come here, bud. I want to talk to you. Just see who this is. Just passing through. What's your name? Aha. They do. It's a card. Okay. You want to sell anything? Thanks for the advice. Alright, but now we're going to call it there. Now I think we've met everybody. We're going to head back to our oak. This is the village. It was a long journey getting here. Fraught with various perils and threats, mostly bears. I gotta get in here. What generation are these? Or are these? Wow, these are low generation pigs. Okay. I mean high generation. There we go. So, yeah, that's what I wanted. Nope, nope. Give me the rope back. But there we go. So thank you all for joining me. This has been a vanilla vintage story stream of the journey to the village. So now I'm gonna have to decide what I do next. I think I'm gonna head back home. It's gonna be a long journey. I'm not gonna stream that, and I'm not gonna do that on a recording. But I'm gonna head back to my base. It's gonna be a very long journey. It's gonna be like 4 hours of my time doing that. Where we're gonna get through winter, prepare, work on some of our building projects, and basically gear up to come back and do the devastation. So I think that's the plan. But anyways, I'm gonna call it there. It's kind of late in the evening for me. It's like 11:36 at night for me. So thank you all for watching the stream. All of you are great. And if people are interested, I do have a community. Discord links are on my channel. There's a free level and a paid level. Free level, you can hang out. Paid level, gets access to other things. But don't feel pressured to join the paid tier if you don't want to. That's fine. But do come to hang out, and if you want to support the channel, I do have Patreon. So, but you all have a great evening. We'll catch you next time.